Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rajesh Bhavsar. I'm working as a General Manager of Business Development and Technical for Geofabrics. As you all are aware, today's presentations and discussion is purely about tunnel solutions with the geosynthetics. Before I start presentations and housekeeping, if you want to ask any questions, please put it on a Q&A session instead of putting any chat comments. Better of using Q&A so that we can properly monitor. This webinar is also recorded, and it will be available, the view, or if you can view it afterwards through our Geofabrics Academy website. So let me start today's presentation. It's a very brief overview of using geosynthetic materials into the tunneling operations. We will give you some of the more ideas on what we are doing with other products and everything in these particular applications. And hopefully after presentations, we will have some time for Q&A. So first of all, the outline of my presentations today is covering who we are as a Geofabrics, why choosing Geofabrics for your trusted partners in this particular field, some of the recent projects, tunneling solutions, technical services offered by Geofabrics, and applications. So first of all, who we are as a Geofabrics. So we are the largest manufacturer and only manufacturers of geosynthetic materials here in Australia. We have 2 factories. One is in Albury in New South Wales, and one is in Ormeau in Queensland. We have more than 150 employees throughout the Australian operations across 12 locations, and we also support nearly 1,000 Australian suppliers, many located in regional Australia. We also have an accredited manufacturing laboratory based in our Albury factory. At the same time, we have 2 head offices. One is in Braeside, which is covering Australian operations. But at the same time, we also have a similar footprints as well as operations in New Zealand, supporting our New Zealand and some other South Pacific countries' customers. So as you can see, we offer national footprint and branch network throughout Australia to support the business. Why choose Geofabrics? As you can see, there are some good points here. Choosing local because our products are made here in Australia and supplied directly from our Australian network. So that's what our main logo is. We produce the material, but we supply directly to our customers. We also work very closely with the designers, asset owners, and construction teams to provide support in terms of design as well as installation assistance to deliver world-class infrastructure projects. We have some good, smart people working for Geofabrics who can provide you a very good understanding as well as assistance on using our products into the different applications. As well, we also provide on-site support, industry best practice, and regulatory frameworks. Now, we also have a geosynthetic research center, which called Geosynthetic Research, Innovations and Development, GREED. That's our state-of-art R&D laboratories based in Gold Coast, carrying out lots of application-based research on geosynthetic materials. We also offer smart solutions in terms of instead of offering only products, we actually offer the solutions which suits clients' requirement as well as solves the problems you have on your site. At the same time, we also have our largely more experienced people working in our team as well as with a large experience or longer experience of geosynthetics materials. Some more point to be considered why to choose Geofabrics is, first of all, it's Australian made. So as I explained, we are the only local manufacturers of geosynthetic materials here in Australia. That means you have a shorter lead times, first-class quality, and no risk associated with the imported or inferior products sometimes. Service liability, that we have a strong reputation for delivering the projects on time and within the budget. At the same time, we also continue to set the industry benchmark for supply and reliability. In terms of performance, we manufacture our products in compliance with Australian and some other international quality standards. And at the same time, we also have support from not accredited laboratory to make sure that we meet these particular standards on daily basis. We also distribute the products exclusively from our world-leading manufacturers like Tensars, Tencartes, and some other McAferries and other players involved in this particular industry. In terms of sustainability, we are committed to build a strong and sustainable futures for Australia. So what we have done is we started using some recycled materials in our productions to offer sustainable products to the Australian industries. Now, some of the recent tunneling projects we have been involved with throughout Australia, and this is current, which is Cross River Rail in Queensland, Rosal Interchange and North Connects in New South Wales, as well as Westgate Tunnels and Metro Tunnels in Victoria. So these particular projects are well known throughout Australia, and people know these are the prestigious projects with the innovative solutions used by some other tunnelers in these particular applications, and we are heavily involved in supplying different geosynthetic materials on all these existing tunneling projects in Australia. What solutions we can offer to our customer? So in terms of tunneling applications, we can offer you from the walls a drainage CUSPATED sheet on the wall. We offer the lining solutions. We also offer under drainage or subsoil drain, I should say, in these particular applications. We also have a CUSPATED sheet for the floor because of the high crushing strength requirement. We offer some payment support in these particular projects, as well as waterproofing membrane and protection or cushioning geotextile. So as you can see, there are a wide range of the geosynthetic materials involved in tunneling solutions. Now, in terms of product range, as you can see from drainage, MegaFlow Green, PANELFLO, strip drain, modified strip drain for the flushing with the flushing applications, GeoSheets, Core Drain, GeoNet, and CUSPATED sheet. These are the different size and have a different drainage capacity. So depending on your requirement, we can actually come up with the correct or right solutions for your tunneling applications. In terms of waterproofing, we have a geosynthetic clay liner, which we manufacture here in Australia. We also have a membrane from different suppliers, which includes coolies with the PVC lining, as well as we come up with a customized solution of having a membrane plus geotextile, membrane plus geotextile plus geogrids, BGM, bituminous geomembrane, as well as a BITAC tab. So we cover majority of the applications or products in our portfolio to suit your requirement. For the protection and support, we offer different geosynthetic materials, which covers geogrids, three-dimensional cellular confinement systems, different types of geotextile material, wire mesh products for McAferry for your portals, as well as block systems and fire-resistant geotextile, as well as CUSPATED sheet for the floors. As I explained, or as I mentioned previously, that we are also partners with some well-renowned manufacturers throughout the world, which covers Tencartes, McAferries, Tensars, Presto Geosystems, Saint-Gobain's, Intermas, Solmax, and you name it. We have the products, different products in our portfolio, but at the same time, we also manufacture locally in our 2 factories of different geotextile, which is continuous filament, as well as staple fiber. We manufacture drainage pipes, which is MegaFlow panel drain. We also offer geocomposite, which is laminating geogrids with different geotextiles, as well as some other geocomposite solutions. We manufacture geosynthetic clay liners in our Queensland factory, as well as we also offer custom fabricated solutions suits your sites as well as clients' requirement. So in terms of applications in tunneling, the most important part is drainage, because drainage or water is, as we know, is absolutely the enemies for these type of applications. And we need to make sure that when you design any tunneling applications, your drainage is fully functions and have adequate capacity to capture all the excessive water coming into these particular areas. For particular drainage side of the business, we offer different size and different shapes. As you can see, first 2 photos, it's MegaFlow, which we manufacture here in Australia. It's actually now MegaFlow Green, because now we are using 100% recycled HDPE material to manufacture the MegaFlow products in Australia. What is MegaFlow Green is? It's actually giving you or offering you effective subsurface or subsoil drainage applications to remove all the excessive water. And it also have a twice the inflow capacity and rain water 60% faster than 100 millimeter slotted round pipe. And this is now, we also have we modified our MegaFlow, which is for the PANELFLO. I will give you more information on that in my presentation later on. But at the same time, we offer, depending on your size and depending on your requirements, we offer strip drain, modified strip drain, CUSPATED sheet. So we have a wide range of the geosynthetic and geocomposite products and solutions specifically for the tunnel drainage in our portfolio. Some of the nice photos of our recent projects, as you can see, that particular certain products which we used in particular with a wide range, nearly 900 millimeter to 1 meter wide products. And you can see that we also come up with a customized solution for the client. Now, the main thing is the product is flexible, which can adhere to any surface very well. At the same time, installation is very easy. Anyone can install. And we also coming up with these particular flushing pipes, which is part of the manufacturing process to make sure that in the future, when any maintenance side of the business requirement, you can flush these particular drainage pipes very easily. You can see that pipes actually hanging outside, and this particular pipe can be connected to your water connections very well. At the same time, you can see this particular pipe, vertical pipes are connected to the MegaFlow at the base to actually transfer all the excessive water coming from this particular vertical section to the horizontal or lateral flow. This is our PANELFLO, as I explained, that we actually modified our MegaFlow, coming up with a very customized solution for one of the clients here in New South Wales, where we modified the MegaFlow size to suit the client's requirement, which is 20 millimeter profile. But at the same time, we made some adjustment in our manufacturing process so that mechanically, like nail guns and everything can be used without any problem, or to actually to increase the installation process and fast installations for this particular type of application. Hence, this is one of the very innovative solution we come up with for one of the projects in New South Wales for our client. As I explained, we have a different types of, and this is the products manufactured by someone else. So we have a Geosit, Core Drain, Geonet, and CUSPATED sheet in our portfolio, which generally designed to collect and drain large volume of the unwanted water and groundwater from road and rail tunnels. This is another project, which is actually GeoSheet or Core Drain applications, where another one of the New South Wales project, I should say, where this was successfully used in the last 3 years on the surface to capture all the excessive water coming up into the tunneling. For the waterproofing applications, we have a wide range of the materials in our portfolio, which cover geosynthetic clay liners, which we produce here in Australia. We also have a PVC lining as well as HDPE liners coming from different manufacturers, or LLDPE as well as different products. We can offer you the products suitable for your clients and requirements. We also have a conductive geotextiles, which utilize the properties of the graphene to provide an effective and low-cost means for designers and installers of lining system to undertake the integrity surveys, and where it also provide a reliable leak detection system, or test, I should say, for any geotextile, for any liner applications. As you can see from one of the photos, we also have a geocomposite, which made out of membrane, geogrids, and geotextile for one of the clients. And we also have a product called Enduracell, which is a composite layer, which combines our between green non-woven geotextile with the geomembrane. For protection support, as you can see from the photos, we offer different products here, depending on the client's requirements, starting with the tensile geogrids, which generally helpful to reduce the pavement thickness. We also use the 3-dimensional cellular confinement systems in some of the applications. At the same time, we also offers you glass grids for your asphalt reinforcement application for the longevity of your asphalt layer in your tunneling application. This is one of the float support, as you can see, using three-dimensional cellular confinement system and infilling with the spouls or short rock. I can say this is one of the tunneling, actually, coal mines in Australia, where they were looking for actually reducing the excavations of the base because of some other issues. Hence, we come up with the solutions for the clients using only one layer of 150 millimeter geocell infill with the fill material available on site, and hence this particular product is very sufficient to have only 150 millimeter of fill, but withstand a very high loading at the same time. So in terms of float support, we offer different products and services to our clients, which going from wearing course, stabilization, which is asphalt reinforcement and waterproofing. And then we have a subsoil drainage applications with our MegaFlow. At the same time, we offer different geosynthetic materials for ground stabilizations as well as subbase and base stabilization. In terms of products and technical services, Geofabrics colleagues are well trained in design and installation process for geosynthetic materials. We also have a technical and laboratory teams who are industry experts in providing excellent supports to designers and contractors in selecting the right products for their applications. Further, we also offer support and assistance to manage the product as well as technical support through our engineers and experienced technicians for testing and evaluations of tunnel drainage and reinforcement products, laboratory testing for our geosynthetic at our geosynthetic testing services. So if you want to carry out any independent testing, our laboratory is equipped to provide that particular technical support. Design and construction advice and optimizations, which is our daily basis support to our customers. We offer evaluation services to our customer. We also offer on-site services to for the installations and testing. At the same time, we offer the support across the entire project phase from conception to completion. Our main focus is the quality with our products as well as some other suppliers we worked with, that it meets your published specifications, as well as our products are actually traceable from raw material through the finished product. We also provide a wide range of the support tools for all of our products. They are accredited and complied with the Australian safety regulation. Now, in terms of applications, give you some brief understanding on where these products are used. Definitely, first one is tunnel liners. This is actually one of the cross sections I used from this particular website of one of the tunneling applications, where you can see that they have a different products. You can see drainage tunnels fittings against the brickworks, as well as you can see that is another requirement for the clearance. Now, in terms of application-wise, hydraulic tunnels, there are two types of this particular tunnel. One is definitely, because it's a hydraulic tunnels, it's an undrained, which is a complete sealing. So it's lined with the geomembrane, very thick concrete lining, and because it's a hydraulic tunnels, no leakages are allowed in out or out in. So in majority of the case, PVC membranes are used for 92% of the hydraulic tunnels. Why? Because it's a thinner product, not compromising with the cross sections or volume, easy installations, highly durable and reliable, easily installed and replaced. At the same time, they also consider GeoNet and geotextile as an effective any seepage or drainage collection system. With the transportation tunnels, the main thing is option one is complete sealing. As we have seen for the hydraulic tunnels, that it's undrained. You have a geomembrane and concrete lining. It's very good options if rapid drawdown is not acceptable for these type of applications. But at the same time, bear in mind it required a thicker concrete lining, which means more excavation. Option two is drain system, where you are designing your concrete lining not for the pore pressure, because pore pressure is actually reduced or released by your draining system. But at the same time, then you need a very efficient system, geosynthetic system, to provide that particular drain system or drain tunneling system for transportation side, which covers a layer of geotextiles and geomembrane. At the same time, all the water, groundwater, will intercept through the perforated drainage pipes. As you can see, maintenance is warranted because of lots of drainage system is actually requirement, and drain concrete lining is not designed for the water pressure. Furthermore, option 2, products actually required for the drain systems, definitely layers of geotextile, PVC membranes, strip drains, as well as geonet and geotextile, which give you 100% coverage. So depending on your site requirements and conditions, we come up with the solutions for the clients using different geosynthetic materials to make your transportation tunnels fully drained. Now, the question always arises, why drainage? Because you need a very good filtration function for long-term performance of that particular system. Now, at the same time, you need to make sure that the pore pressure must be reduced on the walls and ceiling, and you also require a very effective collection of the water leakages. Hence, you need a very good drainage capacity. What you need to consider when you design this one is decrease in drainage capacity due to clogging. So when you set geotextile surrounded your actually collection system like a net or geo pipes or any sorts of draining system, you need to make sure that geotextile clogging should be avoided, which covers the retention criteria. So soil particles shouldn't pass through the geotextile. Permeability, which is continuous water flow through the geotextile, and sometimes anti-clogging, which is geotextile shouldn't clog. Opening size of geotextile and particle size is the most important criteria for that one. Now, squeezing because of under certain loading is a natural process, so you cannot be controlled. So you need to carry out a certain testing on that particular composite system under certain load to make sure that that particular system, like a net and geotextile, is adequate to carry out the water, even though it's squeezed under any certain loading. Now, tunnel drainage are a large drainage system, and its excavation disturbs the hydraulic equilibrium sitting above. So, and as we all know, that water always flows from high to low potential. So, as we can see, canal can be sealed, which is undrained or drained, depending on your site conditions, depending on your client requirement, and depending on what monies you are going to spend in actually lining this particular tunneling system. So there are so much selection criteria you need to make sure to consider before you select one of the options there. We also offer a very good support for the inward drainage. Now, this inward drainage is actually, as we know, in a typical sections, particularly as you can see here, that generally it always have a 300 millimeter aggregate layer with a slotted drainage pipes. And you require a pipe trench as an additional construction process in this particular inward drainage system. So that's actually conventional system we always seen, or we have seen in the past or previously. What is now happening with this geosynthetic materials, that this particular 300 millimeter aggregate layer with a round pipe is replaced with high capacity 40 millimeter CUSPATED HDP drainage sheet. Now, what it does, it can actually speed up the construction. It also is installed with other geosynthetic layers of the system. It reduces the inwards in drainage depth, which means if you are that particular 300 millimeter of drainage material can be very easily replaced with a layer of 40 millimeter thick CUSPATED sheet, And because it's made out of HDPE liner, it also can serve as a waterproofing layer for these particular applications. And the beauty of this one is the concrete slab can now cast in the cusp and transferring load to the base very easily. So as you can see from these different applications, it's having a conical profile for the strength, profile to reduce the flow turbulence. At the same time, watts can be filled with the concrete or screen. Some typical details now, as you can see from these particular applications, you can see it's a composite lining system, and you can see how many geotextile layers has been used in this particular cross section, going with the geotextile, waterproofing membrane, concrete filled CUSPATED sheet, geotextile separator, and having a subgrade preparation there. These are different, and you can see now this is actually multi-layer geosynthetic solutions to replace your 300 millimeter aggregate layer. Now, as a grid, which, as I explained it to you in the past, so we have a geosynthetic research, innovation, and development team. What we offer in terms of doing this particular typical R&Ds and analysis for this type of project. So we actually offer the 3 different, like a hydraulic condition with the flow capacity. So we can model actually your hydrostatic load in our laboratories. We replicate the boundaries of your site conditions. We also carried out the testing for different hydraulic gradients so that you can actually rely on the full capacity of this or capacity of this particular drainage products. So at certain hydraulic gradient, we can actually measure the capacity and pass it on to the designers to make sure that they are going to use the right product for these applications. We also carried out, we also support our clients for the mechanical side of the business or mechanical analysis side of the business. So based on the tunnels, we can carry out the crushing and compressive strength testing on different products. At the same time, we also have capability to measure the seam strength. The third testing is durability, and that actually links to the groundwater chemistry. It's high or low pH. Appropriate geosynthetic material should be selected for that particular applications. We also have the capabilities of defining the design life of these geosynthetic materials. It includes carrying out the testing using oxidation and also susceptibility of the hydrolysis. So it's not only the product, but it's selecting the right product for your project, covering your hydraulics or filtration criteria, mechanical criteria or mechanical properties of your product, at the same time durability. These are the paramount for selecting the right products for your applications. So this is one of the projects which testing has been carried out in plant flow water rate, soft boundaries under 200 kPa load. And you can see that how this 40 millimeter CUSPATED sheet at different hydraulic gradient gives you the water flow at different gradient. So we have this particular capacity for our clients. So this is actually a test carried out at our grid laboratories with different hydraulic gradients to measure the flow of these 40 millimeter CUSPATED sheet. So in terms of CUSPATED sheet for the flows or for the floors as well as the walls, we can offer different thicknesses, varying from 6 millimeter to 40 millimeter. And as you can see, we also can provide a very good understanding on typical flow rate at different vertical load and different gradient. And as you can see from this particular photo, depending on the different CUSPATED sheet for different hydraulic gradient, what will be the flow rate? And as you can see, it varies from 6 millimeter C6 to C40. And at different hydraulic gradient, designer can very easily select the right flow rate for this type of the products. Also offer modified drainage. So as you can see from this particular project that they had a particular typical CUSPATED sheet on the site with a flushing hose. We actually converted that one into a mega flow with the flush pipe, as you can see, and geotextile filter store, which is called strip drain. Our mega flow is also considered as a strip drain. And as you can see that different cross sections is actually require whatever clients required is, we can make that particular possible within our factories as well as within our degree team to suit your client's requirements. So this is actually modified drainage with our MegaFlow. We also did some work for strip drain for doing some works with one of the customers, coming up with a very good understanding of connection systems and everything with the strip drain. Now, particularly with the waterproof lining side of the business, we also have a good understanding of where different types of product has been used and what are the products or what are the materials you use. As you can see from here, you have a geotextile, geosynthetic barrier. These are the two types of the material on this particular application with the pressurized water tunnel. You can see it having a geotextile as well as geotextile barrier, but it's a different applications. Similar sort of cross-section, cut and cover water channels. Your application will be the same using different geosynthetics, but in the same time, you have a protection layer as added in these particular applications. And same with the cut and cover pressure water tunnel, you will find a similar sort of application using different geosynthetic materials. So in terms of waterproof lining, you can see geomembranes can be used for these type of applications. We have different products and certain selection criteria, so which must meet your design criteria, that be impervious for 100 years of design life, flexibility over discontinuous and effective over structural movement caused by shrinking, creep, temperature variation, settlement, vibrations, etc. Exposure to tensile stress, both during the placement and in services. Chemically resistance for various sources. As you can see, we can provide that particular support to our customer by carrying out these different chemical degradation testing as well as susceptibility to hydrolysis. It must be biologically resistant, quickly and easily weldable. That's also criteria because you are working in a very constrained environment with a very short period of time, very strict installation schedule. So it should be very easy to install, repairable at the same time if you need to make any repairs in the future, low coefficient of friction to allow gliding of the concrete lining, as well as have a layer of fire resistance and low emissions. Advantages of LLDPE over PPE. You can see some good information available throughout the board. That good weldability is the main criteria. High flexibility, maintenance mechanical performance, and better chemical resistance. Further advantages, but at the same time, you can see a very good comparisons given in table 3.5 of comparing HDPE with PVC and other materials available. This is my last sections before I end my presentation. So we cover each and every aspect inside the tunnel, but now I'm going to give you some basic understanding for the portals where the enters and exit of the tunnel, of the tunneling system. We offer a very good system coming from the McAfee called Green TerraMesh for these type of applications. And we have been involved with some of the projects here in Australia. And you can see some of the portals has been done with our product and our technical support. We provide a full design support on these particular types of applications where the portal has been done. We also provide products for your rockfall netting application or rockfall catch fences for tunnel entry and exit. So this is another local projects where we have been involved. Our team has been involved in supplying and offering this particular system to the customer. So in summary, this is my last slide for today's presentation for geosynthetics in tunneling. Absolutely, there are so many cases already have in the public domain where geotextiles and geomembrane is excellent for waterproofing applications, and it has been widely used throughout the world because of their low permeabilities performance. Main thing with the different geosynthetic material is easy to install in any directions. As you can see from previous application photos that they are flexible enough to actually adhere to any of the surface or rough surface or smooth surface on your tunneling applications. It also have a very excellent installation support and chemical degradations. As you can see, majority of the products are made out of high density polyethylene, which is generally have a very excellent resistance to any chemical degradations, ease of installations, which is key to reduce the store, high durable, reliable, even under higher hydraulic pressures, and can be helpful with rehab and repair of whole tunnels. Finishing my presentation here. Thanks for your time. Thanks for listening. If you have any questions, as I explained it to you, please put it in a chat in a Q&A session so that we can answer.